Hello everyone, this is Sondos Sabra, a senior student at Islamic University. I'm gonna give a presentation on comic relief. This is the outline. We will start with the definition, the purposes, then Shakespeare and comic relief. Then we will talk deeper on comic relief in Shakespeare's plays, Hamlet, Macbeth, Merchant of Venice, and King Lear. Comic relief is a literary device used in plays and novels to give light entertainment between tragic scenes. External comic relief is when the audience laughs, but the characters themselves do not. Could happen, for example, when a character slaps on a banana peel. Nobody on the screen is laughing, but the audience still finds it funny. What is the purpose of comic relief? The purpose of comic relief to provide a moment of respite for the audience from the story's tensions, lightening the mood. In other words, it's a pause for the audience. It provides them with opportunity to feel light-hearted and enjoy something new. Also, it proves a moment of reflection for the character. In a literary work, comic relief is an author's use of a humor to give the reader or the audience an emotional break from tensions and heavy mood of a serious or tragic plot. Can include humorous characters, clever dialogue, and funny scenes. Shakespeare used comic relief in many of his tragic plays, including Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth, King Lear, and Merchant of Venice, in order to provide temporary relief from tension or to intensify the dramatic action. We will start with Hamlet, our friend. Hamlet's first words in the play show him playing with words in order to state a paradox. A little more than kin and less than kind. Another clear example of comic relief in this play is Polina's character. Actually, Polina's character becomes the object of Hamlet's ridicule. Also, Hamlet way of trivializing death. Another example of comic relief. In addition to a gravedigger scene. In King Lear, Edgar's appearance as Tom of Bedlam, Lear's insanity, and Lear's fool provide the comic relief which slides the dramatic tension. An example of comic relief from Macbeth in Act 2, Scene 3. It occurs between the murder of the king and when his body is discovered. The porter entertains the audience as he goes to answer the door. Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of Hillgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Finally, Merchant of Venice. I remember once Dr. Rifat said that many considered this play as a comedy play, but nowadays it's no longer comedy. It's no longer classified as a comedy play. It's a tragic because racism is not a comedy at all. It will not make the modern audience laugh. An example of comic relief from Merchant of Venice in Act 1, Scene 2, when Neresia lists the suitors who have came to guess in order to marry Portia. Portia describes their many hilarious faults. For example, she described the Neapolitan's king and said, God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but why he hath a horse better than Neapolitans? A bitter bad habit of frowning than the Count of Palatian. Portia also described the Duke of Saxony's nephew, and said, very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is a little worse than a man, and when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. The worst fool that ever fell, I hope I shall make shift to go without him. This was my presentation. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.